sadrisham tattvamatsyaadilaksham ekam nityam vimalamchalam sarvadhi sakshibhutam bhavatitam trigunarahitam sadgurum tam namami. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. We saw in 7 Sutre Manigana Eva. Sutre Manigana Eva. That's the words Bhagavan used. I am like that sutra, like the thread which is holding all the gems. In chapter 10, he went into the gems for those people who, for us, for me, who are not very subtle in their thinking and who are very gross-minded. He says, doesn't matter. There is this world. You see the world of manyness. You see the objects. Doesn't matter. In those objects, try to see me. So in the gems, try to see the oneness. Try to see the oneness. That is what he told us in chapter 10. And of course, now what triggers a question in Arjun, because this chapter 11 starts with a question, is, I want to see, okay, in the many you told me to see the one. Now in the one, I want to see the many. That is what now Arjun is asking for, okay? In Vedanta, we have always said there are 3 things. There's nothing more than 3. Jiva, Jagata, and Ishvara. So there is one standpoint from the vision of the Jiva, okay? The Jiva, which is me, Tvam. Tvam Pada, there's Tvam Pada and Tat Pada, and then there is the Jagat, which I see, which the Jiva sees. So there is a standpoint of the Jiva, from the standpoint of the Jiva, there is Ishvara, there is Jagat, okay? Attention of the Jiva in the beginning is only on the Jagat. Like, you know, attention is on the garden, gardener is forgotten, or attention is on the movie and the substratum is forgotten. Vedantic terms. So substratum is Vedantic, gardener is creator, one and the same. Substratum and gardener is same. So our attention is there, and then what happens is when the attention is on the world, it is a life of sorrow actually, because what happens is when we are looking at other people and the world, you know, we're here, then it is a life of competition, life of strife. Life, I want this, he has this, I don't have this. That vision, when it starts shifting towards Ishvara, so that's why we studied now in Updesha, Kartuhu Adneya, by the command of the Creator. So when that starts sinking in, that whatever that I'm doing to, you know, get ahead of him and get ahead of her and getting a big house and getting a this, when the idea of Kartuva Agneya sinks in, that whatever that I'm doing so many things, and the result is by the command of the Creator, then what happens is my attention, the Jiva's attention, then starts shifting towards Ishvara. And his then vision is different. With Ishvara, there cannot be a position of competition. Jiva knows that he cannot compete with Ishvara. Ishvara is Sarvadnya. I am Alpadnya. There cannot be any type of competition. When there is no competition, what comes is surrender. What comes is surrender. That Akartu Adneya. It's your command. Whatever is happening is by your command. Whatever is happening, whatever is not happening, we saw in Kenopanishad, even a blade of grass cannot move without the command of the Creator. So there comes a shift in vision. It is not a vision of competition. It becomes a vision of surrender. When we understand, when we have that surrender, what it brings is peace. We saw this morning only. Kartu Adnyaya, if you hold on to, whatever result that you get, you're going to accept it as prasad. Because it's by the command of the issue, by God, by the command of God. Nothing that I have done. Nothing that I have put in my self-effort, but result has come because, so there is, because of that surrender, peace comes in. And when that peace comes in, then understanding of Ishvara becomes more and more clear. And at that point, then we go beyond Ishvara. Remember in chapter 7, he said, there is my para prakriti, my apara prakriti, and there is beyond these two am I. I am beyond these two. So Ishvara is para prakriti. Jiva and Jagat is apara prakriti. And beyond this is Turiya, which is Brahman. So that attention then starts shifting beyond, starts going beyond Ishvara. And that is the whole Vedantic concept. It's okay, my attention is on the world. Therefore, Bhagavan in chapter 10, he explained, okay, you're there, you're at that stage. No problem. Start thinking of me in every object that you see in the world. No problem. When I continuously do that, then my attention starts shifting more and more and more towards that Ishvara. And when it starts shifting there, what is Ishvara is peace. So if my attention is on something which is peaceful, I become peaceful. Think about it. Even you go on the, ocean is vast. You feel peaceful. That's why in presence of Mahatmas also, we feel very peaceful because they are peaceful. Even ordinary, if somebody is very calm and quiet, then we also tend to calm. If somebody is very agitated, we also become like that. It's natural. So if your attention is towards Ishvara, there is nothing but peace. There cannot be any agitation if our attention is fully fixed on Ishvara. That's why I told you in the morning, get fixated on the thought, kartuhu adnyaya. That's it. 2 words. Very, very simple teaching, Bhagavan's Raman Maharshi. Kartuhu adnyaya. Anything happens, kartu adnyaya. What can I do? Kartu adnyaya. What can I do? Kartu adnyaya. What can I do? If that is surrender. That is surrender, complete surrender, no complaints. Then the final understanding is of that substratum, which is supporting both Ishvara and Jiva, please remember, and Jagat. Supporting all three is that substratum, and that's where we need to reach. Now what has happened is here, in the many, Bhagavan has pointed the one. Okay? In creation, there are 2 things. There are 3, but let's talk about 2. There has to be what we say is an efficient cause, and then there has to be a material cause. They've seen this, right? And then the third one is instrumental. Instrumental, we need not get into here. So there is an efficient cause and there is a material cause. Now, when our attention is on the material cause, okay, and that's what we were doing in chapter 10, on the material cause or material was our attention, and we were trying to see the one. And I'll give you an example. It'll be simple. So there are many, many clay pots. The scriptures give us this example. Many, many clay pots, many, many gold ornaments. Okay, same clay pot. Now my attention on there are many things. If I shift my attention to the material that has gone into every object, where do I reach? In the clay pots, I reach the clay. In the gold ornaments, I reach the gold. So what is happening now? Instead of seeing many, many different shaped pots, I'm seeing only clay. Is there any difference in the clay? Is there any difference in the gold? There is no. So when my attention is on the material, I will go to the oneness. But my attention, the problem is my attention is not on the material. My attention, oh, that bangle is so nice. Oh, that necklace is even better. Oh, that one looks even more. My attention is not going to the material. My attention is stuck in the name and form. That is why chapter 10, Bhagavan said, your attention is on this name and form. Now shift it to the material. If we shift to the material, we are going to the oneness. We're going to the oneness. Now, when my attention goes to the efficient cause, now I have to think that, oh, if this effect has come into being, there has to be a cause. There cannot be any effect without a cause. We know the 3 rules, right? Basic rules. There cannot be an effect without the cause. If the cause is removed from the effect disappears, right? And effect is nothing but a different form of the cause. So whatever is in the cause will be in the effect. So if your attention is on the effect, try to go to instead of name and form. In Dridrish Vivek also we saw Asti Bhati Priya Nama Rupa. Nama Rupa, when I'm getting caught in, I can never reach the Asti Bhati Priya part of it. Because I'm so caught up in the movie. There's no way that I can remember the substratum. So chapter 10 was told, yes, you are caught up in the movie. Try to see that oneness. Now in chapter 11, he says, efficient causes that we saw, effect is nothing but a different form of the cause. So efficient cause, in that efficient cause, all these effects are included. In the clay, all the pots are included. In that one piece of gold, all the ornaments are included. So in chapter 11, now what Arjun is saying here, show me that one and show me that multiplicity in that one. That is what Arjun is now asking. So that is the chapter. That is the theme of this chapter. Chapter 11. Vishwa Rupa Darshan, Virat Rupa Bhagavan is going to show. And in that one form, Arjun is going to see everything, the entire world, all the births, the deaths, the this, the that, everything. So this is what chapter 11 is all about. When we read the chapter, it will take us, of course, a few weeks to go through it, but even just straight reading is going to take more time. It's going to take maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What we have to understand here is seeing this Virat, it is an experience which actually happened only in a few seconds. On the battlefield, when it actually happened, it was only a few seconds. Bhagwan showed and Arjun got scared. He said, Bhagwan, please come back. I cannot see it anymore. It's only a few seconds. Whole entire Gita is 3 hours. It took 3 hours for Bhagwan to talk. So you cannot expect one chapter to take that long. Okay. So it is an experience. That is how we have to understand it. If we start objectifying, like Arjun is standing here and then, then there is a duality. So and we'll understand this chapter. It is mostly Sanjay Uvacha. He is explaining what is happening because he also has that Divya Drishti, which Bhagavan gives Arjun, and he sees. So in chapter 10, where we saw one in the many, or it was told to us to see the one in the many, now what we are going to see is many in the one. Many in the one, multitude in the plurality in the one, multiplicity in the one. This is chapter 11. Okay, this is how it's going to be. So it begins with a question by Arjun, because now he said Bhagavan has explained all his vibhutis. Vibhuti sthiti was that this is now yoga sthiti. We saw there's vibhuti sthiti and yoga sthiti. We saw, I told you, right? Substratum is the yoga sthiti. All what is manifested, all that I see is vibhuti. That we saw. In the vibhuti, we saw the yoga. Now, in the yoga, you see the vibhuti. In the yoga sthiti, vibhuti will be shown. This is what this is. This is what this chapter is about. Arjuna vacha madanugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sangnitam yatva yoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Arjuna said, by this word of the highest secret concerning the self, which you have spoken out of compassion towards me, my delusion is gone. Adhyatma Sangitam. So highest secret, highest why? We've explained this before. There is like good, better, best. Guhyam, Guhyataram, and Guhyatamam, best. Guhyam is things of the world, how you get ahead in the material world. Guhyataram is how to get into heavens, like Nachiketa's father wanted to go to the heavens, because they believe that this body is going to stay here, but the soul is traveling, and that soul has to go to heaven. So there's a little bit higher. Guhyatamam is how to reach the highest, which is recognizing your oneself with Ishvara or Brahman, pure consciousness. So that's why this is the highest secret. And the reason it is secret is, see, maximum people are very aware of how to get forward ahead in the material world. Maximum people know that. Little smaller portion of the population believes in heavens, feels that the soul travels, feels that the soul will go to higher worlds. So there are fewer of those people. And there are even fewer who believe that there is oneness between Jiva and Brahman. And therefore it becomes the highest secret. Okay? Adhyatmam is knowledge of the self. And what is the knowledge of the self? That I am none other than Paramatma himself. Not as the body, but as the soul. Okay? So that is what this is. And this highest secret Bhagavan told in chapter 7. How did he tell in chapter 7? There is para, apara, prakriti, and I am beyond. That's the secret. Then in 8, he explained Krama Mukti, how to get there in steps. And also he gave out the big secret. If you remember me at the last moment, you will come to me. So telling us that start remembering him right now. Because if you don't remember him from now onwards, you cannot remember him at the last moment. Then in the 9th chapter, he said the royal secret. He talked about the royal secret. So that also was the highest one. And in chapter 10, he also how to find that secret in the manyness that he told. So that's why Arjuna is saying that Madanugrahaya, Anugraha, your Anugraha is grace. Your grace, your compassion, out of compassion for me, you have explained the highest secret. And my delusion is gone. Means at least now, where did we come across this word delusion? Chapter 2. Chapter 2, he said, I am deluded because I know that it is my duty to fight, but I don't feel like fighting. And I know that it is wrong thinking. He came to, in chapter 1, he thought his thinking was correct. Whatever he was saying was correct. It's wrong to do this, it's wrong to do that, and this will happen and that will happen. But in chapter 2, in the beginning, he starts, little tube light comes. He says, no, something is wrong in my thinking, but I can't pinpoint it, and you can only do it. So that delusion now, he says, is gone. Now he knows. Next. Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam shutau vistarasho maya tattva kamala patraksha mahatmyam api chavyayam. The origin and destruction of beings verily have been heard by me in detail from you, O lotus-eyed Krishna, and also your inexhaustible greatness. So, because origin and destruction, Bhagavan said, everything begins with me and ends with me, and in the middle also I am only there. So that's what he means by origin and destruction, that everything has come from him and everything will go back into him. Pralaya. When Pralaya happens, everything will merge back into him. This he explained. He explained in 7, 8, all these things he explained. And I've heard in detail, and lotus-eyed, beautiful eyes, lotus-eyed. Lotus is very important in Vedanta. Everybody is familiar with that. Lotus, those who are familiar can tell those who are not. Okay, anyway, lotus grows in the water, in the dirt, but the water never touches it. That's why we see all our deities standing on lotus flowers, if you see generally. That is the idea, that we jivas, we are in the mud, in the dirt of this samsara, in this world, but we should not let the world touch us. So that's why Gurudev has said, you stay in the world, but don't be off the world. What is meaning off the world? Means that world is affecting you. Then that anything happens in the world, you get affected. You have to live in the world because we are born here. The jivas are born here, but try not to get affected by things that are happening in the world. And world includes body. That is to be remembered very well. When I say world, or when anybody says world, immediately we think, oh, this is me and this is all the world. No, this body is also the world. So whatever happens with the body also, so like the lotus leaf, which doesn't get touched by the water. It's, of course, there's a botanical reason for that, but that is the importance of this lotuside. So very beautiful. Lotus is a very beautiful thing. Okay, that's what he says. Evam etat yatha atyatvam atmanam parameshwara drashtumichhami te rupam aishwaram purushottama. Now, O Supreme Lord, as you have thus described yourself, I wish to see actually your form divine, O Purushottama, Purusha Supreme. Now he says that because he said everything is in me, is contained in 1/4 of me. That's what he said, right? In a part of me. From Purusha Sukta, we know it's 1/4 of me. So he says that I want to see now. In that one, I want to see. Drashtumichhami. I want to see that. I want to experience it. Should be understood like that. And Purushottama, Purusha Uttama. This word will come in chapter 15 again. Purushottama. And this Uttama Purusha is the one who is beyond Ishvara and Jiva. That is Uttama Purusha, the best. So Jiva, if you go with Guhya, Guhyataram, and Guhyatamam, Guhyam is Jiva. Jiva stands for Guhyam. And then Guhyataram is Ishvara, but Guhyatamam is Purushottama. Uttama Purusha, the best. So highest. Okay, now. Manyase yadi tat shakyam maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmanam avyayam. If you, O Lord, think it possible for me to see it, do you please then, O Lord of Yogas, show me your imperishable self form. So he says, if it is possible for me if I'm qualified. He says, if you think that I am qualified to see this, then please, O Lord of Yogas, O Lord, show me your imperishable self form. So show me the one in which everything is happening. This is what he's asking now. Show me that. I want to see that. So in the many, you told me how to see the one. Now in that one, show me the many. Virat. That's why it's cosmic form, the cosmic form. Okay. So we will, I will do maybe one verse, but then what is happening is next Sunday, I can't take this class. We have puja. So, okay, let's do one because quickly. Yeah, one or two. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashya me Partha Rupani Shatashotha Sahasrashaha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritini Cha. The blessed Lord said, behold, O Partha, forms of me by hundreds and thousands of different sorts divine, of various colors and shapes. Bhagavan, we know Bhaga, the Van is possessor of the 6 great qualities at all times, 100%, all full. Okay, so we know Bhaga is Aishwarya, Yasha, Shri, Dharma, Vairagya, and Jnana. So all 600. Any other person, they might have some of these, but not all, or some of them may have all of those, but not all the time. All of them 100% all the time, nobody. So Bhagavan is only, there is only one. He says, okay, I will show you all my forms by hundreds and thousands, whatever that you will see in that one, various colors, various shapes, etc., etc. Simple. Now, next verse, he explains what those are. Because there is, in this chapter, there is not, what should I say? Not like too much in-depth explanation is not. It is very, clear. So so far it was all clear what Arjun asked. What Bhagavan is saying, okay, fine, I will show you. O Partha. Partha, we know, son of Prutha. Why? Because she was the daughter of King Pratha. So Pratha, she was a Kunti. It's Kunti's name. And so Partha becomes the son of Kunti, and all Pandavas are Parthas, but here he's referring to Arjun as Partha. Partha here, Pa Artha means the one who is Pa plus Artha becomes Partha. Pa is Parmeshwara, Artha is meaning. So the one who is trying to understand Bhagavan. That's why this word Partha is used. Because I told you in Bhagavad Gita, every word has a meaning, a significance. Why Partha? Why not some other word? This is why. Because Arjun is asking to see that form, right? So that's why he says, O Partha. Pashyadityan vasu sun rudran ashvinau marutastatha bahun drishta purvani pashyascharyani bharata. Behold the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the two Ashwins, and also the Maruts. Behold many wonders never seen before, O Bharata. So we saw this thing. There are 12 Adityas, there are 8 Vasus, there are 11 Rudras, and there are 2 Ashwini Kumars, and that is what forms the 33 crores, which people misunderstand as crore being a number. It is not a number, it is a type. It is a type. So there are 33 types of gods that we have, and these are the ones. Aditya, I told you, I've given you complete details, the children of Aditi. And then the Vasus are there, and then the Rudras are the ones, Bhagavan Shankaracharya, Rudra, those who make us cry. So the Rudras are actually referring to the sense organs. And then the Ashwini Kumars are the doctors. They're the founders of Ayurveda. And Marut, I told you that in the womb, the 5 pranas were divided into 49 Maruts. So those are those ones. So behold many wonders never seen before. Bharata, the one who is reveling in light. Bha is light, Rata is reveling. So light of knowledge, the one who is reveling. So you are very intelligent, you are very knowledgeable, and that is what I'm going to tell you. Ihaikastham jagat krishnam pashyad sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yachanya drashtumichhasi. Now behold, O Gudakesha, in this body, the whole universe centered in one, including the moving and the unmoving, and whatever else you desire to see. Bhagavan knows what his desire. See, that is one mistake we make, right? We keep asking Bhagavan, I want this, I want that. We have to understand that doesn't Bhagavan know what we want? So the question of, where is the question of asking Bhagavan? Right? And yeah, other than Bhagavan, you can't ask anybody, but is there a need to ask Bhagavan? That's why he says, whatever you desire, I know what you desire, I will show you that. That's what he's saying here. Gudakesha is a word used for Arjun. Gudakesha means curly-haired one, but also it means one who has conquered sleep. It is said that Arjun could, without sleeping for a month, he could fight with the same valor, like same strength. If I don't sleep for one day, finish. Next day, I'm finished. I'll be falling asleep. So imagine, conqueror of sleep is not that easy. So that is what is said about Arjun. There are other things that will be said here too, but this is what he means by Gudakesha. You're a conqueror of sleep. So you are so this thing, and of course, curly hair one. In this body, so now that body which is standing in front of Arjuna, it's a human body, human form. Now in this body only, I'm going to show you everything that you have asked for and what you have not asked for. Whatever is in your mind, which you have not verbally asked, everything you will see now. That's why in the end, Arjuna actually gets scared. It's scary. The form is very scary. I'm going to stop here because Verse 8 is now going to require a bit of explanation. I will just read it so we don't read it again, but there's a lot of, this is a deeper verse. Natu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakshusha divyam dadami me chakshuhu pashyame yogamaishwaram. But you are not able to behold me with these your own eyes. This is the important part here. I give you the divine eye. Behold my lordly yoga. So what is this divya chakshu is to be understood correctly. Is it like some, we'll see what it is. Any questions so far? All okay?